Falcon Blues TV with 10bet. Click on the link in the description and use the code SPORT to get 100% back up to £50 when you sign up.
Right, welcome to Falcon Blues TV. Hope you're all doing alright. It's the morning after Everton have drawn 1-1 with Fulham at Goodison last night, and I just felt that I need to just get this off my chest because I was going to do a video last night. I had a whopping headache. I couldn't be arsed. Everton has wound me up to death, and you know how it is. You don't want to talk about Everton at the best of times, but last night was poor, and I think we escaped with a point. I think it was embarrassing. Just a poor performance all around. I think Fulham would be quite aggrieved that he didn't come away with all 3 points and be really disappointed with that. But that's Fulham. From what I'm reading, you know, I read a little bit last night that Fulham just can't close out games, which, you know, for us that benefits us. But in the end, that was a pretty poor performance from Everton. You know, Fulham were all over us all through the game. I don't get how every team that comes to Goodison Park and they just run. They can just run and run and run ragged and run Everton ragged. There's just and we allow it. We allow teams to just push on us. You know, we even from the start there. You know, Fulham's plan was to make it difficult for us because we were trying to play it out of the back every time. And by the third pass, you know, we go from Pickford to Tarkowski and to Young. By the time that third pass was being played from Young to whoever, they were swarming. They were swarming us. They had like 3 and 4 players around the ball and around the man, and made it difficult for us to get out, which relied then on a ball to Pickford, who then hoofs it up the pitch. And it's like, okay, Calvert-Lewin go and win that. And it's like, well, what's Calvert-Lewin got to do? What, you know, why is it being left to Calvert-Lewin when the midfield? Why bypass that midfield? Because there's no one in that midfield apart from maybe someone like Ndai who's willing to get the ball at his feet and actually get forward. Decore constantly passing that ball back into the danger area where we've got 3 or 4 players in a Fulham shirt pressing on the back 4. You know, just a Gay running around like a headless chicken. Played really well. I thought Gay tried to do his best to control that midfield and did really well with plenty of tackling. But when Decore's not given any other option but to play it backwards, then there's a problem. And you know, again, this is sort of like Dyche's problem in that he's not seeing what everyone else is seeing, or he just doesn't care. I don't know. I really don't know what it is. You know, there's Mangala came on for those last 10 minutes and made a massive difference to the midfield and just allowed us to push forward a bit more. But to look at it from, you know, the beginning, really, Fulham's games plan worked. You know, we had, you know, just a guy has a terrific shot. You know, any other person taking that strike, it's bouncing off the keeper or it's in and off the bar. And you know, we're 1-0 and we're probably not even having this conversation. But as it happens, you know, it bounces out. Calvert-Lewin puts in the rebounds and is offside. Death taxes Dominic Calvert-Lewin being offside every time. It's like he's being trained by Joe. Honestly, it's like that Brazilian Joe that we used to have. It was just Joe offside every single time. And this is Calvert-Lewin now. I think it was like 3 or 4 games ago they mentioned that Calvert-Lewin has been offside 13 times. We played 8 games. How the fuck? I mean, can someone teach him the offside rule, because this is starting to get a little ridiculous now, and also teach him how to put the ball in the net. Because for all Calvert-Lewin's running and, you know, winning headers and everything else, there's no one else around him. So what else is he meant to do? You know, he'll get into the midfield and he'll win a ball and he'll try and lay it off and whatever. But there's no one else supporting him, and it gives him nothing. And that leads us on to the last 10 minutes of the game, to be fair. But again, throughout, we had no one putting the ball in for Calvert-Lewin. You know, Ashley Young is trying to get the ball forward. Mykolenko is a terrible. I just don't think he's a good fullback at all. Doesn't cut out crosses. Yeah, I will give him the one good cross that he put in for Dwight McNeil, who really should have finished that. He should have absolutely buried it, but I think he headed it instead. And you know, 9 times out of 10 he'll burst the net with a left footer, and he didn't. But Mykolenko just poor defensively, and it just causes more trouble. You know, like I say, Fulham swarmed us. Fulham were all over us last night, and I think they'll be aggrieved that they didn't score 2 or 3, but for Pickford, you know, and then Tarkowski and Keane. I don't think Tarkowski's been at the races at all season. And, you know, Michael Keane's getting a lot of stick. Tarkowski, I know he's been injured, but he's been poor. But you can't take him out of the side because he's a mainstay of this back four. Same with Branthwaite, who I think he'll probably bring in. But let's look at the striking options and look what happened in the last 10 minutes. Plus, we all knew Alex Iwobi was going to score, so it was only a matter of time before that came along. But then, you know, we didn't really create enough. That first half was poor, and then we've gone into the last 10 minutes and we're chasing a goal again. He takes off Calvert-Lewin for Beto, and I'm not Beto's biggest fan, but, you know, fair play for getting the goal. But this was a gamble that paid off. You know, Dwight McNeil goes off injured, and, you know, rather than actually saying we're stopping the game and we're bringing on a man, he allows McNeil to walk off the pitch, go down the dugout, then we make the substitution. What the fucking hell is that about? You can't be doing that. You can't be. It was bad enough when we had 11. You put us with 10, and we were going to be in even more danger. But he brings on Branthwaite into the back four, and then the novelty becomes Michael Keane goes up front, and everyone's loving it because he scored last week and everything else. And to be fair, he was a danger. You know, he won the headers and he was putting the ball across. But then, look at it properly. Why was he doing that? And why weren't we doing that when Calvert-Lewin was on the pitch? Why are we making it now, okay, we've got to go to a 4-4-2 and play with effectively 2 strikers, if you like, because of Keane being in there as well. But then, why aren't we doing that when Calvert-Lewin's on the pitch? Why aren't we giving him the support that he needs? Because it's, you know, Calvert-Lewin comes under a lot of criticism for not scoring goals, but if the service isn't there, I don't get what he's meant to do. He can win the ball in the air, and he did that really well. He did it a few times, but no one's feeding off him. All of a sudden, Keane's up there with Beto and causing a bit of havoc with 2 players up front. I know McNeil's been playing really good as a 10, but I think we need a striker alongside him. If he needs to, play Beto and Calvert-Lewin then. You know. But as I said, this was a gamble that didn't, you know, that paid off with putting Keane up front with Beto. That you're not going to get that luxury every week, so you've got to come up with a better solution than playing your centre half as a centre forward alongside Beto, because, mate, it stinks, especially at Goodison. It was a poor game in general for Everton. Fulham were great, don't get me wrong, but they were just a better unit. You know, they were quicker, they were faster, they outran us everywhere across the pitch. They were allowed to get the ball out easily from their back four, and then just run as ragged. Iwobi just ran as ragged. Adama ran as ragged as well. Traore just keeps running, but then we're not cutting out crosses. But we look at the goal, and again, it's a build up from Ilman and Dye, who, you know, again they put two on him, and then he had nothing. He had, you know, he can run himself ragged. He'll be burnt out by December if teams keep doing that to him. We've got to give him better support than that. But a great ball in from Ashley Young, a neat return straight away. Didn't take a touch, just hit straight back in. Beto jumps in with the header, and rightfully so. We got his goal, and, you know, made up for him. Runs to the halfway line and just dies because he's absolutely exhausted already because he's played about 10 minutes. And yeah, I celebrated, but I didn't feel like celebrating that goal because it just felt that we robbed Fulham of the points. I mean, all right, yeah, I'm going to take it because, Christ, we needed it after the results went our way yesterday with Ipswich losing, a draw with Wolves, Palace are playing today, Southampton losing. It's just, you know, it'd been nice to have come away with 3 points because we need the points early on. You know, we've got a couple of games there around us against Southampton, against West Ham, Wolves, and then the shite. So we've got to be picking up points quicker. You know, we've got to be doing this early, because otherwise it'll just catch up to us. But I think yesterday, there's a lot of individuals in that team and not a team. You know, even with McNeil and McNeil and Ashley Young, there's no team work, there's no cohesion. And the same with the midfield. It's like, okay, we've got no other alternative. Give the ball to Iliman and Die and let him do what he does. But if no one's giving him that option, there's no other outlet, and he's turning himself inside out to try and get a shot away or get a pass away. And the midfield's got to be doing much better. And I don't know what Mangala's got to do to get in this side, because Decore will run, but he can't pass water. Honest to God, it's baffling. There's so much more to this side, and I think a top manager will get a lot more out of this team. And people will say it with Moyes and whatever. Yeah, he probably will, but I think we're better than Moyes as well. We're a better outfit than that, and I think if the freaking group are watching that, they'll be like, I don't want to see that in my football team. Hopefully, that's not the case. That's the case, and we're looking at an alternative that's going to give us better football and give us a chance of actually winning games. Because, all right, last week we won at Ipswich. Ipswich was shit. Ipswich were crap yesterday as well, and we conceded 4 and lost 4-3 in the end. But then, you know, another day, and Everton probably could have lost yesterday. You know, we rose our luck a bit in the last 10 minutes and got a bit of fortune. But like I said, that's not going to happen. That's not going to be allowed every week. So we've got to make changes. Wholesale changes have got to be made, and we've got to be making better opportunities for our strikers, and we've got to be making better decisions as a team. So that's my 2 cents for 11.5 minutes on it. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. As always, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget, we've also got our afternoon with Mick Rathbone on the 24th of November at the Falcon. Come down, he's a good laugh. He really is. If you watch the interview that I did with him a couple of years back, he is a good entertainer. He'll have plenty of stories about Everton. Tickets are available at the pub for £10, so they are limited. It's only going to be a nice little intimate afternoon, but if you can make it, we'll see you all there. Till then, up the fucking toffees. Colin Chong, see you in a bit.